I did a clean install of Windows, a fresh install. I had two different hard drives. So I put all my games on one hard drive. And then I wiped the other hard drive and did a fresh install on it. And then I moved all my games back, from the other hard drive and shit. That's how I was able to fix my shit, bro. So maybe that clean install is what you got to do, bro. It's super easy. All you need is a USB. But other than that, man, I'm here with the one and only Tank Trap God.
Yes,
What's
sir.
going on, my boy? Welcome. Thank you for joining us on the Peak, man, where we get a deep look inside of not only your musical career, but your career as a whole, man. Everything that you've been doing lately, everything that you are going to be doing later on. And so getting right into it, diving right into it. Not a lot of people may know this just from looking at you off of this interview. Cheers to everybody. But you've survived a bullet to the head, Tank.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep.
And so is that where the name Tank came from, or did you have that name before that happened?
I kind of already had that name, but the name was kind of manifested. Like, at first I was just walking around calling myself Tank, and then boom, that shit happened, and then that's when I was like, damn, I really am a Tank.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we don't have to get too deep into it, but I do want to get more into the recovery process. Reading here, it says that you flatlined, you stopped breathing 3 times during the recovery. So was that like the first day that it happened, the first night, or?
I'm not even sure.
Yeah.
I just know that everybody said I flatlined. I think I flatlined on the scene, though, as soon as it happened. But I'm not sure how many times it really happened. But I know it was 3, so.
Yeah. And so now you're doing the music. And so were you always doing music even before that?
I was kind of playing around with it, but now I'm taking it seriously. So.
Yeah, you got to take it serious now, 100%. And so when it comes to maintaining like your authenticity and your vulnerability in your music while sharing such a crazy personal story, because do you talk about what happened and how that affects you in your music?
What you mean?
Like, do you talk about, is it hard for you to still make music and make these conceptual projects when maybe so much of your attention is focused up on what happened?
Nah, not really. It's more like a therapy thing for me. So I can kind of, I can just release with everything I've done been through. You know what I'm saying? So.
Right. And so was it hard to record music after that? Like, did it make it harder to, speak? You had to relearn how to speak. Is that right?
Nah. I relearned how to speak and walk and talk and eat. But it wasn't hard to, like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't hard to, like, because I knew what I wanted to do already. So it was just like, I just got to take it seriously. You know what I'm saying? Right. The first song I had ever recorded, I think I recorded like 12 o'clock a.m.
Yeah.
It was hard as hell. I was just like, yeah, this is the one. Like, I need to really start doing music. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. So did you have an engineer in that session, or were you engineering yourself? Like, was it some home studio, or where were you?
It was at my mama's house. My cousin, he had pulled up on me. I told him I want to start rapping because it was like at the beginning of 2023. In 2022, I was just like, bro, I need to get in the studio. I was already writing music. And then I would send my music to my fiance, and then she was like saying, you just need to get in the studio. And then I was just like, yeah, I do. But as soon as it was like the beginning of 2023, I just started seeing signs. Like, everybody was like, bro, I'm doing this. I got the studio in Lithonia. I got a studio. And, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, and then my whole hood, they already, like, where I'm from, 21-7 from the same place. Right. So it like, I already know all these people. So it's just like, they was already talking to me about it. Like, you just need to get in the studio, bro. Like,
yeah. And so how important is it to have that type of push behind you? Because a lot of people don't have that. And so speak on like how did that really help you? You feel like without that push, you would have even did the music so seriously?
Yeah, I think I would did the music. It's just probably more the fact that I already have seen the signs, and it was just like, yeah, this is really just what I want to do right now. So, you know what I'm saying? It was just, I wouldn't say it was, it's hard right now because where I'm from is like a lot of people don't really support, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the day one people that you grew up with at the sandbox, they don't really support you. they kind of try to fit you in the box, and they
Right.
want to see you elevate past that box. So it's just like, damn, how the hell do I get out this environment?
Yeah, yeah. And I feel like that can be hard when you don't have people around you who are pushing you in that way. You said that.
I say I push myself to
Right.
this point.
Yeah.
This is the fourth project I'm finna release right now.
Yeah.
So.
Nice. And so you said that a part of your support team alongside yourself, being a tank, is your fiance.
Yeah.
So she's kind of like your co-pilot of the tank. Is that right?
Yeah.
Right. And so how did you guys even meet up, and how is that affecting your career right now?
We had I had knew her cousin. We was in the streets together, and he ended up passing away. And remind you, I didn't know that was her cousin. So it's just like when I had met her, she had told me that was her cousin. So I'm like, damn, this really is her cousin. So it's just like I was just taken away, and then the first date we had ever went on, it was just like she got a different side of me, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just like I ain't never even met this side of me before. Like,
right.
So it just, but made the dream come true. Like she really done stayed down with me.
Yeah, it sounds like she's real supportive,
exactly.
even when it comes to the music.
Yeah.
So outside of music, what else do you do?
Kind of just be in my own lane. I don't want to go back to school right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just probably go back to trade school and get a trade and probably open up my own business.
Right.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel like it's crazy for you to have such strives after such a crazy experience. You know what I mean? I feel like that's kind of the whole definition of tank. And so when it comes to these newest projects that you have out right now, talk to us a little bit about the project that you wrote out right now and how that's a continuation of the series that you've been making.
Because the first part, I was on probation and my license got suspended and shit. So it was hard as hell to get to the studio and back home. So it was just like I had just released the songs I already had made and I liked. So it was just this part two. I was just like, I'm finna just record a part two real quick before I can just release more music, you know what I'm saying? Because the first part of the EP is like, you can kind of tell the direction I was going in, but it wasn't fully done, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, I'm finna just record a part two real quick. And this is the first time I ever just, because I started rapping last year. So this is the first time I ever just never took a break from recording. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just picked up where I started at, you know what I'm saying?
Right. And so I've listened to the first project, which is out right now on all platforms.
Yeah.
Right. And what's the name of the project?
Which one?
The first one.
I Am Tank.
I Am Tank. Yeah. That's part one.
Yeah.
And then we have the I Am Tank part two that's about to come out. And what date does that come out on? Is that the first? Halloween. Okay. Nice. And so that's a Thursday, is that right?
Yeah.
Right. So I know most people drop on Fridays. Yeah. I've seen a lot of people dropping on these off days now. What's that all about?
I just a lot of rappers, they drop on, you know what I'm saying, Fridays, and they just be like, because they already signed to a label, so it's like, I'm not even signed yet, so I was just trying to pick out a date. Originally, I didn't think the first part everything was going to drop on Halloween, but I was just like, man, I just got to stay consistent, right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to just drop this project. I originally was supposed to drop the project on 4th of July. I didn't take the first part. But I was just like, I just got to drop in August. It's just like, boom, it came out, and then it got a good reaction, but I think I ain't think the second part is going to be a better reaction.
Better reaction. And so what I've noticed, and if no one knows, we met through a show.
Yeah.
And I went to my homie's show, and you performed after him. And I don't know if you talked to him. Did you ever talk to him?
Yeah, I talked to him.
Yeah. Did you ever talk to him before you performed or no? And so what's crazy is, and shout out to the community we have down here in the underground music scene in Atlanta, he was literally like, hey boys, let's just stay and support the next artist real quick before we leave, because we was ready to dip. You know, after he went, I was going to dip. He's like, let's stay and support the next artist real quick. We was like, all right, whatever, let's do it. Very, very, that's big. You know what I'm saying? That's a big move from him. You know what I mean? Basically, I guess he just wanted to be kind of He wanted to show some hospitality. You know what I'm saying? Hospitality. You know me? He wanted to be kind of nice, you know?
Yeah.
He wanted to be like, okay, I'm not just going to come here and perform and then leave.
Yeah.
I'm going to come here and show some love type shit.
Exactly.
And so, you know, we were able to sit and watch your performance. Electric performance.
Yeah.
Absolutely electric. And so that was I Am Tank Part 1 or what songs were that?
Yeah, it was I Am Tank Part 1. I had performed Motivation for the Trenches and House on My Wrist. And House on My Wrist got a good reaction.
Yeah, that one was fire. That was fire. And so I just wanted to paint the people a picture of how we met, you know. And I also wanted to ask you, since that day, I've been following you on the social media, and you've been really, really good at marketing. You know, you've done it's kind of like you got a good grasp on marketing. You go out to whatever trail you go on, and you record your videos, you're walking, you're chilling, and you put them out, you edit them up with the edits and whatnot. And so you've done a lot of marketing for I Am Tank Part 1. What's going to be the difference for I Am Tank Part 2?
The difference, probably just the same thing, just always trying to connect with the fans and just trying to find my core fan base, because I know it's not where I'm from, you know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, the people I grew up with don't really support me like that. It's almost like heartbreaking, like, damn, like, why the hell y'all don't support me? Like, what the hell I do to y'all? Like, but it's almost like, I'm from Glenwood, so it's like, I'm thinking, as soon as I start rapping, I'm thinking like the whole Glenwood gonna support me, you know what I'm saying? Because they already know what I've been through, you know what I'm saying? Right. So it's just like, boy, that was a huge mistake right there. Like, I just, crazy.
Right. You know, it's like that a lot of the time. But this is what I will say. Everybody has that same similar story, I think. Exactly. They have a group of people they're around, or an area or an environment, and they put out music, and they're not messing with it, maybe at first. What I will say is this. Yes, go out to different cities, perform in different cities, push your music in different cities, put an ad in Macon. You know what I'm saying? Something crazy. You know what I'm saying? But keep experimenting in your home, in your hometown, and pushing those experiments in the hometown. And this is not to say don't experiment elsewhere, but when you take your product on the road, when you take it somewhere else, you want it to be crisp. You want it to be ready. And so sometimes you will experiment in your hometown and they won't like that first sound. Okay. But you'll find a sound that they do like, and you'll be surprised at how much other people like that as well. You'll find other people that like that as well. They may not have liked the first project, the second project, but that third project, they got some songs out there that they really enjoy. That's bumping in your city. You'll be surprised how that bumps in other cities because it's so diverse in all these places. You know what I'm saying? You go to Maryland and they've got some people who act like people from over here. So, yes, they might not support you in your hometown, but just know this is just another group of people. You know what I mean? I know it's geographic, you know what I'm saying? And I know it's goddamn cultural, but break all that down. These are just people at the same time. So keep experimenting in your hometown so that you can find the sounds that they like too. You know what I'm saying? Don't give up on the hometown. You know what I'm saying? Is the key, in my opinion.
In that case, rapping is like monkey see, monkey do. Like, it's almost like a train, you know what I'm saying? Like, if the train is just dropping you off slow, then you ain't want to get on that train. But if the train is dropping off people fast, that's when you want to get on that train. So it's just like, I got to keep that in mind too. So. But I would say it was one junkie I used to serve and got, I had let him listen to the first song I had ever made.
Right.
And that man told me to replay that shit like 50 times, bro. Like, and he told me some
He was beat up.
I don't know. But yeah, he told me to replay it 50 times, and he told me some real shit that day. He was like, you know, I don't know how religious you are, but he said when God had created the earth, he already had a vision, and he gave us all this vision. So he had this vision that he was going to create it in 7 days. So, boom, he created it in 7 days, and now look at the earth now. it's a big ass planet. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I always remember that to this day.
Yeah. Gotta have a plan.
Exactly.
Execute. Yeah, 100%.
Exactly.
And so, what is the message that you're looking to convey through this new project? Through the series as a whole, what have you been conveying through the first project, and we're going to continue through the second? What is it like?
Yeah, the first project was just trying to just stay consistent, throwing out songs. But the second project, I kind of took it more seriously, like, and then like just change your life around from the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like waking up, serving, and doing this and doing that, and then just finding your way to like change it around. Like once you have a traumatic experience, you're gonna have to change your life around. And it's a couple of people who still want to stay the same after they, you know what I'm saying, I've been through some real shit. And
right.
It's just like, damn, like, why is y'all not changing your life around? That's my whole question. Like,
yeah. And so a lot of people, they don't even have that drive. You know what I'm saying? They lose that drive. And so what keeps you going in that sense?
What keeps me going is just knowing what I've been through, and just my fiance, she always motivates me, and she motivates me to do better. And like I said, just knowing what I've been through, just keep going. Like it's not over till it's over. I said that in one of my songs, so it's not over till it's over.
That's right. And so you said that music was like therapy for you after all this, and you said you started rapping a year ago. When did the incident happen?
It happened December 29, 2019.
Okay, so that was a couple years ago. And so how or what role does music play in your healing process after such a traumatic event?
Because after my traumatic event, I spent the whole year in the hospital. And just, I didn't really understand what happened to me yet. So after I had started to get back in the real world, it was just like, damn, like I'm not even happy right now. Like, I'm waking up thinking about it. I'm having PTSD dreams and shit like that. It's just like, I'm not even happy. Like, I just had a PTSD dream last night. I just know how to deal with this shit.
Right.
It's just like, I was drinking every day. I was smoking every day. Like, I still smoke cigarettes. But the music just, it's a healing process because I can talk about what I went through and just release everything I done went through. It's to the point where I feel like if I don't blow, I can at least listen to my music and help me heal from it. You know what I'm saying? So,
right. And so, what is your creative process with the music when you're making a song from scratch? Take us through when you first get the idea all the way to releasing it. Just some bullet points. How does it work for you?
I listen to the beat first, and then I write to the beat, and then I come in the studio, like I already got the melody created in my head, so it's just like
very prepared.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So, I remember one time, I think it was cut from a different cloth, and you had the wrong auto-tune key, and I just already knew the melody, and he was like, "Damn, bro, I messed up on the auto-tune key," and he was like, "Damn, bro, you just so good with the melody. You already knew what type of melody you wanted." So it was just like,
right, just switch the key and it was all right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was just,
some people are just like that.
Yeah,
for sure. And I engineered you for a lot of this project.
Yeah.
And man, we just listened to the project, and boy, it sounds great. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Your voice is clear, and I understand every single word you're saying. But it's also very grimy still. It's also very gutted still. Like I like that sound. I'm very happy that we were able to capture that very quickly. And like I said, I've engineered you for almost this entire project, and it's insane to watch you do this stuff, knowing the backstory. And so, has that story that you portray through your music now, has that changed the fans' reaction to your music? Do you think like that has an influence on how they listen to the music?
Yeah, I think so. It's kind of like, because I don't really make club music, I kind of like sprinkle in sometimes, but it's like to the point where I come to shows, and you gotta understand, bro, this is Atlanta. Like, people ain't really coming to shows just to turn up with you.
Right.
They come to shows trying to make sure they look good. Like, damn, like, on top of that, I'm already an introvert. I really just started like coming out my shell more when I started making music.
Right.
So it was just like, but I told myself like, I don't care. I want to be a superstar at the end of the day. So I ain't even gonna trip about how they look at me or what they do. Cause I used to wear shades every time I used to perform.
Right.
The last time I just performed, I just took my shades off. Like, bro, I need to be a superstar. Like, I'm gonna have to be on the big stage one day.
Right.
So I got to look in the crowd. Like,
right.
This is it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. Wow, that's crazy. You know, not a lot of people talk about that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That whole wearing the sunglasses while performing,
Yeah.
that's not something that people talk about a lot. Super, super, super interesting, little unique, tidbit there.
Yeah.
And so you talked about wanting to be a superstar. And so the last question to wrap it up are, what are your goals and aspirations for your music career moving forward?
My goals and aspirations, I know how to play the piano. So I want to make my whole project just into my beats one day. I'll just make 3 or 4 beats and have other people produce a beat for me. But that would probably be and then just learning how to market better, you know what I'm saying? Get to other states and counties and stuff like that and just learn how to push my music more better, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I feel like when it comes to producing, you've got plenty of people around you who can help you there, and you've got YouTube.
Yeah.
With those two things combined, you do whatever you want.
Exactly.
When it comes to the marketing, you've got YouTube.
Yeah.
The people around you may not be expert marketers, but I promise you, if you continue to go to those shows and meet people, you're going to find people who are really good at marketing, and they can throw you down some tips and tools. So don't be afraid to continue to step in those directions because you're doing a great job so far.
Appreciate
and I feel like you're going to continue to do a great job. The project, when I listen to it, it's great. We're going to listen to it again after this, drink a little bit and chill. Amazing project. The first one, great. The visuals that I've seen for this newest project are great. Do you plan on doing one more music video?
Probably so.
Yeah.
Probably so.
Yeah, and we're going to be waiting for it. And where can the people find you on all platforms? Can you say your username and spell it?
All platforms, TANKTRAPGOD.
That's Tank Trap God. Yes, sir. Make sure you guys check it out. Okay, we're back on the peak. Make sure you guys tap in to me, DONFATHER, as well as Tank Trap God. We'll see you guys next time, okay? Yes, sir. Cheers, my boy. That's easy, man.